right, Sifters. Hope you're watching this on SIFTD.net. Patreon patrons, thank you for your patronage on Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. If you aren't a Patreon patron, please link your Twitch account to your Prime account. We get $2.50 for that. If you aren't a Prime member, you have no money, you can't do anything right, then would you please follow me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. And you can @ me, don't DM me, @ me. Tell me I guilted you into joining, I will respond. And follow Shane at Dinfire, follow Sifted at Sifted Games. Our first question from Sifted from Toast9. What is happening to Bethesda? What's happening to Bethesda? It used to be a bastion for single-player narrative-driven experiences, but now it started pushing microtransactions. Oh my God. And its overall game quality has dropped with releases like Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Blades, Wolfenstein Youngblood, and an upcoming Commander Keen game that no one asked for. If ZeniMax is a private company, it is, who is making these decisions and how do they not see the harm that it is causing to its brands? There will be an Elder Scrolls. There will very likely be another Fallout. Wolfenstein Youngblood is a game, whether you like it or not. I mean, Wolfenstein was really good.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good. I thought Doom was really good.
Yeah.
You know, I even liked Dishonored 1 and 2 were good. I mean, they weren't great, not my kind of game, but they were good. What was it, Prey? God, there's been a lot of good games out of these guys. So yes, you're right, every single game isn't phenomenal. And Fallout 76, I'll give them credit. They said, look, we're not abandoning you, we're going to fix it. I have not yet played it because people told me not to. But I like that they're trying. Blades, what do you expect from a mobile game? I mean, that seems marginally fun. No? Look, these decisions essentially give you more choice. And if you don't like the games, don't buy them. Nobody cares. If you're telling me that this is hurting the Bethesda brand, okay, I will tell Todd Howard that you said so. No, he'll listen to me. Todd actually... remember we did the boat issue and he asked a question about what wine he should buy for every day, and I didn't even remember answering that. I did answer it. And then I saw Todd at E3 and he goes, oh my God, you told me to buy Belglas Pinot Noir. That's my everyday wine. I drink it every day. I'm like, I drink it every day too. Yeah, it's great. So I'll tell him that you said so. And again, there have been plenty of good games. I don't think ZeniMax is doing anything more than trying to delight consumers, and they got it right for 10 in a row. They got it wrong for 2 or 3. They'll get it back again. I would not say that they're going out of their way to make you angry. That if you don't like them, play Cyberpunk. There'll be games from other people that are really good. I mean, it's like every once in a while they don't get it right. And every once in a while USC has a losing season. They don't win the national championship. It's okay. We forgive them. Our next question from YouTube from Ruben Bello. Hi, Pac. We know Nintendo is doing great playing its own game by not competing with the high console specs of its competitors, but couldn't it be doing even better with a more powerful console? Its IP is really valuable and will sell no matter what, but isn't it leaving a lot of licensing money on the table because its console can't run the biggest third-party releases? Is this decision driven by philosophy or fiscal concerns? You know, I think that Nintendo could make a lot more money if they were out of the console business altogether. And I don't mean handheld. I think if they put Switch games on the Switch handheld, Switch Lite, and they took library games and they licensed them to, say, Apple Arcade or Google Stadia or something, and everything from the 3DS and DS and Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color and Game Boy was put, and even the Wii and the GameCube and the N64 and SNES and NES was put on Apple Arcade, I think they would make a ton of money. I agree with you on the power of their console, that they're losing out on licensing royalties, but if they just became a software and handheld company, then they don't really care. I mean, the point is, they're not good at making consoles. That's what it comes down to. And they're really good at making handhelds. And if not for the Wii, we wouldn't even be discussing Nintendo and consoles. The Switch is a handheld. I don't care how you play it. It's a handheld. It was designed as a handheld. It plays as a handheld. It's great quality for a handheld. It is not so great quality for a console. And finally, they've got software that plays amazingly on a handheld. So the answer to your question, though, is back when he was around, when he was alive, Satoru Iwata had a philosophy that Nintendo was going to be blue ocean. And so this blue ocean company, I think that they came up with this strategy. We are not going to compete in the ocean that's red. And the reason the ocean's red is all the sharks that are competing are eating one another. And we're going to be in the blue ocean where we can swim along and nobody competes with us. And that is a brilliant strategy, except that it's too good to be true. If you have a great idea, others are going to rip you off. And if you can come up with an idea and build a moat that no one's able to compete with you, like Amazon, it's really hard to be an online retailer to compete, or like Facebook, it's hard to be a social network when you've got 2 billion members, no one's going to switch. Then, or Google, it's hard to compete with their search engine, then God bless you. And so Nintendo was trying to be that. Problem is, they didn't make a better console than anybody else, and their ocean wasn't really blue. And as you point out, they didn't have FIFA and Madden and Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto on the Wii, and that's not exactly a blue ocean. That's a blue above ground swimming pool. They were not in an ocean. And I know they sold 100 million Wiis, but at the end of the day, Iwata got lucky with the Wii, and then decided since he was lucky, he'd get lucky again with the Wii U, and it didn't work. And he died, and his successors pursued the Switch, and it's working mostly because it's the best handheld ever made. And I think even the company recognizes that, and that's why the Switch Lite's coming out, because they make the best handheld console ever. And the PSP was really great, but just the software wasn't good enough, and the thing was not a good enough console to sell that many units. And Nintendo had a cheaper console with better software. So I think they're a great handheld console company, and I think they make amazing software, and they would be smarter to license their software to Xbox and PlayStation and PC and Google Stadia and any other streaming service. They're never going to do that. But so we talk about leaving money on the table from not getting royalties from others. Imagine instead of getting royalties from others, if they sold their software to anybody who wanted to buy it without a console. Oh my God, they make 3 times as much money. So I think you're looking at it backwards. If they decided not to be a console company, they make even more money. And I know you guys can have me, Sega. I got it, but Sega sucked before and they sucked after. So whatever. Nintendo doesn't suck. Sega sucks. Our next question from Patreon from Sven Sunt. Hey Pac, with the upcoming next generation of consoles, would now be a good time to buy stocks in the 3 major platform holders? What about third-party publishers? Yeah, I just upgraded Nintendo, and I really like what they're doing with Switch Lite. So notwithstanding my last answer, I think Switch Lite's going to freaking kill it. I think it's going to knock it out of the park. Nintendo's got their software right. I think Switch Lite's going to knock it out of the park. And I think they're going to make a ton of money. I like that stock. I can't really give you advice on Microsoft and Sony because I don't cover them. I have a colleague who covers Microsoft, and he loves them. Gaming isn't enough to move the needle at Microsoft. I mean, it's probably worth 10%, 20% of Microsoft's share price. But it's so if you think gaming, let's just pretend Microsoft's at 100 and gaming is 10%. If you think gaming is going to double, then the $10 in their share price is going to go to 20, but that just means Microsoft only goes up from 100 to 110. So again, it's not as leveraging. Yes, you could buy them, but I don't know enough about the rest of the business to tell you if the rest of the business is going to decline by more. My colleague doesn't think so probably that's right, but I'm not the analyst on that. And Sony, I honestly don't know what they're worth. I don't understand the rest of their business. I don't understand movies and consumer electronics and whatever else, chips, whatever else in. So that, I would say, the consoles will be successful, but I don't know that you can make money in those. Nintendo, yes. Third-party publishers, absolutely. Just think Google streaming and what that means. Google needs content. They're going to give you an ability to buy any game you like without buying a console. That means that 10 times as many people as currently are able to buy games will have the ability to buy games, because right now the only people who can buy games are people with a high-end PC or with a console, and suddenly it's going to be anybody with any screen can buy a game. And so you're going to see game sales very likely double in the matter of 5 years. And so you want to own the guys who make software that's going to sell twice as much. And I don't know if Nintendo's going to participate in that. I have a buy on them for other reasons. But yes, Take-Two, yes, EA, yes, Activision, yes, Ubisoft, yes, CD Projekt. Who else is public? Yes.
CD Projekt is public?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
In Poland. I think they're playing on that Empires and Puzzles team that we're going to kick ass on in the war. It's got to be them, and if it's them, we really are going to kill them because they can't be good gamers. So yeah, I think that it's a good time to invest. Our last question from YouTube from Lenny Wright: will any future game console outsell the PS4? Have we just hit the pinnacle? Nobody will ever outsell the PS4. Yes, we've hit the pinnacle. The reason, though, is not because the next consoles aren't going to be great. It's just that we are getting an opportunity to play games without a console. So, game streaming means you can play a game without a console, and I have to believe 20% of the people who own a console wouldn't have bought one if they didn't have to. If they could have played, at least 20% of console owners bought a console to play one game. And if you could, FIFA. And if you could play FIFA without a console, if you could have just streamed it, why buy a console? So by definition, you're going to see fewer console sales as streaming becomes a reality. So yes, we just hit the peak. Hope that's responsive. That was a short question with a short answer. Thanks for joining us on SIFTD.net as a Patreon patron. Again, all we ask for is $2 a month, and Shane can pay off that $100,000 debt he incurred to rebuild the studio after the flood and fire and tsunami from global warming. So appreciate you guys allowing us to stay in business. If you're not a Patreon patron, please link your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account. Instructions are in the description of the show. And if you can't do either of those because you're too lame or you don't have Prime or you don't care, then follow me on Twitter, please, at Michael Pachter. Follow Shane, at Dinfire. Follow SIFTD to SIFTD Games. Play Empires and Puzzles. Get to level 12. Get your 400 trophies. And join my alliance, Achilles TM. We only have 8 slots left. I will let you in and we will make you good. You'll get a lot of stuff in the game if you're in my alliance, and that lets you dominate. We are going to crush everybody. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next week.